my name's Robert Coolidge with Centramatic. We want to thank you for taking the time today to watch your training video. The purpose of today's video is to teach you the proper installation procedures and the correct use of the Centramatic balancers. Centramatic's been in business since 1985, and we've manufactured over 700,000 of our balancers. We make them obviously for heavy-duty trucks, but did you know that we make them for motorhomes, Jeeps, pickups, all sorts of medium-duty vehicles, trailers, even Hummers. But today's video we're going to talk about the heavy-duty applications. Now let me tell you what our balancers can do for your customer. They've been proven to increase tire life 25 to 50%. They reduce tire cupping. They help reduce vibration. And they've been proven to lower tire operating temperatures 8 to 10%. We've had independent tests confirm this. And while pre-balancing is not required, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and spin it up and check to see how much weight that assembly is going to require. So if it takes a lot of weight, you know you've either got a mismounted tire, the guide ribs aren't lined up, it's not concentrically mounted, or simply you just might have a bad tire or a bent wheel. Now let's remove the balancers from the box. We've got a 22.5 steer axle application here, so I've chosen a 600/630. The part number, you always want to verify, it's stamped right here, right near the bolt holes. Also on the face of the balancer, you'll notice we've got large and small holes. The large ones are for stud pilot assemblies, small ones are for hub piloted. You always want to be sure to slide the balancer on the correct bolt pattern. Also, you'll notice that the balancer is made out of a double-dip galvanized steel, and we utilize an aluminum balancing ring. Inside of the balancing ring, you'll find what we call Durametal. It looks like lead shot, only it's 10 times harder. It's about 90 thousandths in diameter, so you never have to worry about it stopping up inside of the tube. Also, the tubes are about 1/3 full of a synthetic dampening fluid. This fluid lubricates and has rust inhibitors and all sorts of things inside to ensure that the balancer will last and last and last. Also, the fluid, the actual freezing temperature is 90 below zero, so you never have to worry about operating temperatures when regarding our balancers. Now I'm going to show you our 600/650. It's for 24.5 steer applications. But what I want to show you is these are designed to be mounted on the steer axle of a 24.5 application. On a 22.5 aluminum wheel, it will rub the valve stem and cause some problems. That's why you'll notice we've got a warning sticker encouraging not to do so. Now I'm going to pull out the warranty card. Inside the box also, if you have any questions regarding the installation, we've got the installation instructions and some frequently asked questions can be found on the back. Also, we've got the warranty card. Just have your customer fill this out and return to us. Our Centramatic balancers have a 5-year unlimited mile warranty. So your customers, you can be ensured that they're going to be satisfied with a long-lasting product. Now before we remove the wheel, let's check a few things. With the tire jacked up, I'm going to turn it over by hand and see how smooth it is. Check for any erratic wear, tire cupping, these sorts of things. This tire's looking pretty good. Take my hand, slide it in, and slide it back out. Checking for feathering wear. That's going to indicate if our toe angles are off or possibly the rear ends are pushing the front end one way or another. While I'm at it, I'm going to check the guide rib right along here and make sure that we've got a nice concentric mount on this tire. When we pull the wheel off, we'll check the inside one. One other thing, we want to check the wheel bearing. Make sure that we've got a good tight bearing so we don't have any bearing chatter when our balancer is installed. I'm going to line the balancer up in a proper bolt pattern. Make sure I've centered nice and properly. I'm going to check around, make sure I've got good clearance between the wheel and the balancer. And also it's very important that we check for valve stem clearance, making sure that the balancer is not in contact with the valve stem. If it's in contact, it could actually rub a hole in it, either cause a flat or possibly even a blowout. Always check for proper valve stem clearance. And also, while the wheel's off, it's a good time to check the inside guide rib, making sure that we've got a good concentric mount on this tire. The next step is to place the balancer over the hub. But first I'm going to take a quick look at the brake drum. You'll notice here we've got a casting sprue. Occasionally you'll find that the casting sprue, so this one sits rather far back and is not going to interfere with our balancer. Occasionally they do set a little bit farther forward and can cause a little bit of contact, a little bit of trouble. If you have this sort of problem, please call technical support. Now I'm going to place the balancer over the stud pattern. I've got a hub pilot assembly, so I'm going to use the hub pilot holes. Slide the balancer on, up nice and flush. You'll notice it was a snug fit. Expect it to be that way because the balancer is precision made to these hubs. And now we're ready to mount the wheel. To finish up the job, it's always a good idea to do a quick tire pressure check. Check our valve stem clearance and torque the lug nuts. That'll make our installation complete. While it's not always been common in the trucking industry to balance the rear tires on a tractor or on the trailer even, we do highly recommend it. This is where most of the money's invested anyway. And with the price of one pair of balancers, your customer balances 4 tires, not just 2 like on the steer axle. Now let's talk about the rear balancers. Here's our dual rear 22.5 balancer. Here you can find the part number 600, 640. You'll also notice that it's got the same bolt patterns, stud pilot holes and your hub pilot holes. Also, we've got 2 hand holes cut in the balancer. That way you can access the inner and the outer valve stem quite easily. You'll notice too that the balancer is flat. It's going to mount in between the 2 duals and balance 2 tires instead of 1 like on the steer axle. And here we've got our 24.5 dual rear balancer. You'll notice it is larger in diameter and it can be easily identified by the added stiffening ribs. Now let's put the balancers on. Before removing the rear wheels, there's a few things that we want to check back here. You want to inspect the tires for any erratic wear, check your guide ribs along the outside of the tire, and let's do a quick wheel bearing inspection too. With the outside tire off, it's a good time to check the guide ribs on the inside of the tire. And also it's a great time to check our guide ribs along the inside dual. Got a great match. The installation of the rear balancers are quite simple. You've got your hub piloted holes and your stud piloted holes. However, on stud piloted assemblies, you want to be sure to slide the balancer over the thimble or the inner nut. Mounting the rear balancer is easy. Just locate the correct stud holes and slide the balancer on. Expect a snug fit. Be sure to line the handhold up so you can access the inside valve stem. Also, the ring can face either in or out. Now let's put the wheel back on. And to finish up, let's check the tire pressure and torque the lug nuts. As you can see, the installation of the Centramatic balancers is quite simple. I want to thank you for personally taking your time to watch our training video, and keep in mind that our balancers require no maintenance and they're built to last the life of the vehicle, ensuring many years of satisfaction.